Hi everybody. Today is a Design with Me tutorial. I am going to take a template, completely destroy it, and then put it back together. So grab your favorite cup of tea or coffee and let's get started. Looking over my shoulder while I design. Let's jump right in. First, go to File and then Select Poster. And that brings up a blank canvas. I like to work in poster instead of docs because poster has more creative capabilities. So now I'm under templates and I want to use 4+ words to describe. I want a weekly to-do list and I want it to be in the form of sticky notes. So I'm going to use that prompt. Now, Magic Write is trying to think of one designed specifically for me, but that is not what I want. I'm going to scroll on down and I'm going to choose all results. So you'll see it has brought up several different ones that have a sticky note format. I'm going to scroll down till I see one that I like. I'm probably going to put this on the bulletin board at church behind my desk, so I want it to look fairly professional, but yet fun. So I'm going to choose, I just saw one. I like this one because it gives me room for notes. So if something comes up specific that week, I can type that in. So I'm going to use this one. Now you'll recall that we didn't need anything for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So I'm going to take Friday, hit delete, Saturday, hit delete. I'm going to take this whole sticky note off and take this sticky note off. Now you'll see with templates that sometimes whoever did it didn't group their elements. So now all I have to do to get rid of these lines is click somewhere up in the negative space, hold down my mouse button, halo it, and then just hit delete. Okay, so now I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Let's play around with the layout. Not loving this border, so I'm going to go over here to Elements, and I'm going to type in border and see all. And let's choose something a little more fun. Ooh, I like this one. It kind of looks like sticky notes. So I am going to highlight this whole border by holding down my mouse button, collecting all of them, and hitting delete. Now this border doesn't go clear across. Let's make it larger by holding the handle and stretching it clear across. That looks nice. Now let's change the background to be something that's in the sticky notes. I want a nice clean background so it'll print well. So I'm going to just choose, actually I'm just going to choose white. The hex code for white is FFFF. Okay, so now I have a nice white background. These backgrounds of the sticky notes can be different colors. So let's choose the purple. And then let's make that text white so it pops. And then we can color code each day of the week, choosing from these colors up here just to keep it fun. Let's pick, what do we want for Monday? Let's do teal. That's my favorite color. And now we'll go to this one and we'll pick another color. Let's do the pink. And then here we're going to do the yellow. And for Thursday, Let's do the cream. Just leave it cream. Now, since there's 4 and you have all this space, let's try to make it a little bit bigger. So I'm going to lasso Thursday, click on group, then I can move everything all at once. Remember, this template had it not grouped. So now I'm going to lasso Wednesday and pull it over. Now we're going to do the same thing with Tuesday, group, pull it over, and Monday, group. Okay, so now you can play around with the sizing of things. Let's make weekly notes go clear across the top so it's not cutting into my space. Center that. Move this pretty design element up to the top. Move sticky notes up to the top. Okay, let's shrink this design element a little bit and go up. Okay, so now we're going to take Monday and we're going to pull on a handle to make it larger. Okay. Now I'm trying to keep it on this half of the page. So as I go down, you'll notice the red lines. See how that red line, I don't know if you can see it on your computer, but there's the halfway point. So I'm going to make it a little bit smaller just so I have some white space between them. That looks good. So now I'm going to respace these others to be that size. A little too big. Let's make it a little smaller. Perfect. We're going to move it over. I hope you like designing with me. I enjoy doing it. And I thought you might like to just look over my shoulder. Okay, so this one, we're going to grab a bit smaller. Now see that little pink image that came up when I did that, the size of it? It tells me it's perfectly square at 0.417. But I'm having a hard time making it match this one. So I'm going to go here. And then when I did that, I got that one adjusted to 0.417. Now that we have all of our sticky notes the way we want them and sized the way we want them, let's work with our align tool. Let's begin with the top row. We're going to start with Monday. Hold down your shift key and click on Tuesday. Then go to position. And I'd like them aligned in the middle. So let's go middle. See how that jumped and got aligned? Perfect. Now we're going to click on Wednesday, Shift, Thursday. Go back over here to middle. Perfect. Now they're not aligned up and down. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to go up and down or vertically. Monday, Shift, Wednesday, Position, Center, because that's the up and down alignment. Tuesday, Shift, Thursday, Center, and now they're all evenly spaced. I'd like to remove this wider section here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Tuesday, hold down Shift, click on Thursday, and I'm using my arrow keys. I'm just going to nudge them over until I like the look of that. Now I am going to lasso all of those together and group them. Now using my arrow keys, I can click, see the dotted line up here on the outside? That means it's grouped. And I can just use my arrow keys and nudge them over and get them perfectly centered on the middle. The last thing I want to do is I want to change the color of this background. So I'm going to click on my color, and I would like to make that a color that we haven't actually used. So let's make it that bright pink for my notes and reminders. And we've grouped the whole thing together. So I'm going to grab the corner and I'm going to bring that till I see my red line, which means it's aligned there. And I'm going to grab this corner till it aligns there. Now, since this is a bright color, let's change the font to white so it stands out better. And let's move this notes and reminder to where it's all in one row. To do that, I'm going to have to ungroup it so that I can grab that text box. I'm going to click in my negative space, go back over here, and see that handle appeared. So now I can pull it down, and making it a wider text box makes it notes and reminder all on one line. I think I'd like to make it a little bigger, so I'm going to go up here, click the plus sign, and then why don't we center it? So I'm going to go here to alignment and center it. Now I can simply grab that and move it right to the middle where my red line becomes solid, and I know it's centered on the page. What do you think? We have successfully created a to-do list for a church secretary. Now that we've created a beautiful design that we can use over and over, let's use AI to help us think of what we need to do to fill it in. Let's pretend I'm a new church secretary and I have no idea what I want to do with my week. I know I have to get so much done, but it'd be easier to chunk it into days of the week. Let's let Magic Write help. I'm going to go get a text box and I'm going to click on the pencil for Magic Write. I'm going to give it a prompt. Say a weekly to-do list for church secretary by day of the week. Let's see what happens. Great. You can see it gave me an entire week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But I have to cram all of my work into Monday through Thursday. So I'm going to say this but Monday through Thursday. Okay, it didn't take out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I can say not Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. There we go. So the great thing about Magic Write is you give it a prompt, then it takes all that thinking and puts it in a chunkable size for you. So now you would just look through each of these days and take out anything that the AI gave you and replace it with things that you actually need to get done. So I'm going to hit replace and it's going to give me this list. Oftentimes it comes in too large. So I just hit this little minus sign and make it down where I can actually read it. Let's take the text that was generated by AI and we're going to cut and paste from it. The way I do that is I take the text, put it on the clipboard, create a new page on the document I'm working on, and paste it. Now I can cut and paste from within the same document. And we're going to gather the information for each day. So let's work on Monday. I'm going to click in the text box and I'm going to highlight review and respond to emails, update church website, and prepare materials. I'm going to do Control X, which is the same as right clicking and doing cut. Now we're going to go back to Monday and we're going to right click and paste. Now it came in super tiny down here at the bottom. That's not what we want. So let's just grab that text box and drag it into place. We're going to shorten it and keep dragging until we get it positioned the way we want it. Now let's make the font a lot bigger so we can read it. And we'll probably have to play with this. Okay, so I like that. Let's make it bullets. And now what I would like to do is take those lines off because I'm just going to put it on the sticky note without the line. So let's move it out of the way. We're going to go to ungroup, and then I'm going to select each of those lines individually and hit delete. And then I'm going to move this back up into the text box and make it fit. Let's change the font so it doesn't match the title. Let's make it a little bit more user-friendly. So Canvas Sans is a great font for readability. And you'll notice it came in all caps. Up here on this ribbon where we see Canvas Sans, go over here to the little A and the big A and click on that, and it will change it. See how that line that I had it clicked on changed to mixed case. So I'm going to do Control A to select all the text in that box, and then I'm going to toggle it back and forth till everything is mixed case. Now you can just simply play around with it until you like the looks of it. You can make it smaller so that it lands on one line. And notice which size font you have. So we're at 33. So we can do Control A and make all of the font 33, or continue to make the font larger till you like it. So this is the part that's fun. You just sit here and play around with it until you get it just the way you want it. Okay, I've gone ahead and done Tuesday and Wednesday, but I wanted to show you what I had done on Thursday. So all of these days I have set at 38 font. So I'm going to click in the text box, Control A, go up to Canvas Sans, and we're going to click on that and type in 38 and hit enter. Now they're all the same size as all the other text boxes. Now, you're probably wondering how I got it to be 1, 2, 3 instead of bullets. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is Control A again to highlight everything. Click on bullets and then click again, and it changes from bullets to 1, 2, 3. The next thing I need to do is move over to the left, and on alignment, we're going to click left justified. And then the line spacing is a little bit closer on this one than it is that one. And I have been setting it at 1.35 for each of these boxes. So the way you do that is you go up here to the line spacing, and then you grab it till it says 1.37. And then you hit enter. And now it's the same spacing as all the others. The last thing I want to do is make sure that it's in line side to side. So we're going to remember what we did before. We're going to click on the Thursday text box, hold down the Shift key, click on the Wednesday text box, go up to position, and choose top. Now, all the text boxes are aligned side to side. We just want to double check that they're aligned top to bottom. So click, Shift, click, position, and left. Click, Shift, click, position, and left. So now everything is tidy and it looks really good. I see one thing that's bugging me in volunteers is crowding the edge. So I'm going to grab this little handle and squeeze it in a little bit, just so that it's not touching the edge. Now, if you didn't want to do that, you could change the word with to W slash space, and now it fits nicely without crowding the edge. If we spell it right, there we go. And it's all on one line, leaving room to handwrite something in if you decide you want to add something to that day. Okay, so this is your list for things to do every week.
In this video, we've covered so many things. We've covered how to swap out elements, how to change the size of things, how to use AI to help us think of things to write, and how to finalize it by aligning and making sure that everything is all tidied up. I hope you enjoyed designing with me today, and I'll see you next time.